Hey, good morning, YouTube. Today is Sunday. It's the 13th of August, 2017, and I wanted to make a video about shopping at Harbor Fright. We didn't have a Harbor Fright here in town I live in till about 2 years ago. They put a brand new store in here. Before that, we had to go about a half an hour drive north or south, 40 minutes or so, to get to a Harbor Fright. So I got there sparingly. And really back in the 10, 20 years ago, the quality of the stuff that they had there really wasn't something that you made that special trip for. But things have really changed. So when I heard we were getting a Harbor Fright a couple of years ago, I was like, oh, that's going to be pretty cool to have a tool store here. I mean, I'm a tool junkie and I just do projects constantly all the time. And I was fairly happy to get one. But once we got it, man, I am totally stoked. And so I spend a lot of time at Harbor Fright. And when I walk in, many of them, the employees know me by name. I'm there often. And they never ask me if I need help finding something because they know I know where it is possibly better than they do. So the things that I've learned over time, are how to buy stuff at Harbor Fright at the best price, but knowing that I'm going to go in there all the time anyway, I don't need to make all my purchases in one day, because if you spread it out a little bit, you can save some money and get more freebies. So I thought I would just dedicate this video to a little bit about tips and tricks for shopping at Harbor Fright, and I made myself a cheat sheet this morning so I could remember most everything. The first key is collecting the coupons. So you need to sign up at the store to get the catalogs. And yes, this is mailed to my house. This one is mailed to my house. And all you have to do is sign up when next time you're in the store, and then you'll start receiving these. The other thing is once you're there, sign up on somewhere in here or somewhere. If you go to harborfreight.com on the internet, it'll give you a spot to sign up for text messages on your smartphone. And you want to do that as well. You might find yourself without your coupons, but you've got a text message which contains different ads and freebies that you might have on your smartphone should you forget to have your coupons. Now I keep my coupons. I have an overhead storage bin in my small van, and so I have all my coupons in my van, but I don't always drive my van. So I do find myself in Harbor Fright once in a while, or for work in another town, in my work vehicle, and I don't have the coupons. But I do have my text messages. So there's those coupons. These are the ones like you would get in the store, and they'll hand these out days or weeks before an upcoming event. Don't get too crazy over these upcoming events. They have one every week or 3 or something like that. So if you miss one, there's one coming up. It isn't like you miss the only sale of the year. They have a couple of these every month. So again, don't get too crazy, but don't throw these away until they've expired. So I usually take my whole roll of coupons into the store with me and take a couple minutes to sort them out and throw away the ones that have expired. And it's in the really fine print at the bottom. You just about have to have magnifying glass to see, but they will check them. These particular ones here come in different magazines and publications. So these aren't mailed to your house. This was in some magazine. I don't even know which one. My wife grabs these out for me when she sees them. The other thing is there's mailer inserts that come in like your mailbox that are generic, that were just sent to everybody. And if you're low on coupons, that's a good day. I do this with restaurant coupons too. The day that restaurant coupons or Harbor Fright coupons get inserted into like all the post office boxes and newspapers and stuff like that, that's the night I run down to the post office where everybody's getting their mail out of their post office box, laying it out on the counter. They throw their junk mail away, i.e. junk mail, and I grab up a few of these. So almost every time I go into Harbor Fright, I see a friend of mine, and they're shopping and they've got stuff in their hands, and I go, hey, you got a coupon? Oh, no, I don't. I go, here, I got you covered. So I cover a lot of friends with coupons because I carry more coupons than I need. But it's 20% off. The 20% off coupons don't work on like power equipment and generators and compressors and stuff like that. But the smaller tools, hand tools and things like that, they do work on. And then they have these huge parking lot sales. Again, don't get too crazy on these. They'll put a bunch of items that they say is really their best price. And sometimes it is, but sometimes you can catch these things on that same price throughout the year just by understanding where the prices are. So, for example, even this toolbox here, this is a Harbor Fright toolbox. I did a video on this already on YouTube. They're great quality toolboxes. But before I purchased this, I studied this toolbox in the ads for a significant period of time. Here is one. It is not this box. This is a smaller version. To understand what the lowest price is, and then you waited for that thing to be that lowest price before I made my purchase. The other thing is, if you make a purchase and within 30 days you find an ad that has that same item for a better price, if you bring in your receipt and the ad, they'll discount you, they'll refund you the difference. So, key is, when you're making purchases, especially major purchases, keep your receipts for 30 days. Even tuck them into your ads, because if you spot the item you just bought for a better price, you just bring it all back into the store and they'll give you the refund back. Also, their hand tools and wrenches and stuff. Here, I got a couple sets. These things went on sale for like $6 or something. You know what? I'm sure they're not the highest quality in the world, but if you're just wrenching on stuff like many of us wrench on, they're fine. They're nice finish. They're a little bit big and bulky. I get that. They don't fit into the tightest and tightest of spaces. These are a little bit big and so forth, but I haven't found too much that they're not good for. For the money, I'll add them to another toolkit in my solar shed, just so I have a nice variety. But say you ruin one of these, all you do is bring it back to your store, and they'll run over to the shelf, grab a whole setup, pull the wrench that you ruined or socket, or I've ruined the adapters from like 3/4 inch drive to 1/2 inch because I had some stuff that was just super tight and I twisted off the adapter or an extension or something like that, and they'll just refund it, or not refund it, they'll go get one out of a kit, and then they put these kits that have the one missing because you needed one, and they'll put it in the back. There's always a little corner where they have those things on sale because they're missing a part because they replace somebody's broken piece. So another tip on the coupons, which I've learned recently, it says it has a little symbol of a scissors right there. Cut them out. I quit cutting them out, and this is the deal. If you throw this ad up on the counter, they'll scan that, and then you can take this back. So you can keep the coupons. A couple times I've actually not had a coupon because I used them all, and because I was cutting them out. So I don't cut them out anymore. Your store might be different than mine, but right now they can just scan this thing off the sheet, and then you can just take this back because you might need something else the next day. And that's really my point is, if you need extra things, if you're gonna go in and buy wrenches and screwdrivers and whatever, try to spread those purchases out. Don't get them all in one day, because here's the deal: anything you buy, you can use your coupon, and then you get a freebie. And I don't know how many flashlights you'd really need. I don't know how many I have, but I have a ton of them. Do I have too many? Nope. I don't know what saturation is on little flashlights, but I'll let you know if I ever get there. Right now there's probably 2 in every car, a couple in the boat, and all the RVs. You know what? They're great. And if somebody needs a flashlight and you've got 2 or 3 in the trunk of your car, then you can just not loan it to them, just give it to them. They have these batteries. They're not the greatest batteries in the world, but sometimes it doesn't really matter. But always get your free items, is what I'm saying. use your coupon, get your free item. If you're going in for just a set of wrenches like I did the other day, those ones I just showed you, I used my 20% off coupon and I got my flashlight. And then you know what? I went back the next day and got the metric version, and I used my coupon and got another flashlight. And then, it's right there on my way to and from work, so luckily my store is pretty convenient for me. And sometimes, where we're going to dinner and I had some running around to do and I got 15 minutes to kill, I stop at Harbor Fright. I'm always doing projects. And it's not always sometimes about the tools, it's about the consumable things like sandpaper, grinding wheels, cut-off wheels, and all that stuff. The stuff that you're going to use, buy them ahead of time. Use your 20% off coupon, get your free item, and get you a stack of grinding wheels. It's the cheapest place to get them in the first place, and they work fine. So buy ahead, think ahead. What else I got on my list here? Oh yeah, be patient and limit your purchases. Again, don't go in and buy all your stuff at one trip, because you can only use your coupon on one item. You could save your coupon and use it tomorrow and the next day, or like I do, go in the morning, go in at night, stuff like that. They're evolving a little bit too. Harbor Freight's starting to get more of a higher quality tools. They've taken on a couple other lines, so they kind of have the good, better, best thing going on right now. So a lot of the power tools, whether it's a grinder or jigsaw or skill saw or whatever, you have options now getting the lowest price one, maybe not the best quality, or kind of the middle of the road, or something that actually looks pretty decent, that would probably compete with the yellow tools and blue tools and stuff of the world. So they're evolving a little bit. So it's kind of a destination for me sometimes, Harbor Fright, and I do go in there often. I am always knowing next weekend I'm going to be doing this project, and here's what I'm going to need. Do I have all the tools that I want? And I stock up. Plan your purchases, especially like the big tickets. If you're buying toolboxes and some of those bigger tickets, understand the best price that it's ever been sold at, because you're watching the ads, and then plan your purchases so when you see it at that best price, make that purchase then, and then keep your coupon for 30 days, because if it goes on sale at a price lower than you paid, they'll refund the difference to you. So that's my tips and tricks. I like my Harbor Fright. I'm really glad we have one in this town. There are some days when price isn't that big a deal. I just I need something and I need it now, and you just got to go get it. There's a few things I just throw out there. There's a few things that Harbor Fright has that maybe don't really make sense to me, but might make sense to somebody else. They have this little solar panel kit, and I've seen that thing sell for like $250, and I've seen a lot of people buy them. But it's like a 100-watt kit, and it's 3 little panels. It's kind of large, but it's a little bit portable. But it's $250, and it may go on sale for a little better than that. But look around a little bit. You can go on the internet and buy a 100-watt solar panel for $100. I bought one for my solar shed a couple years ago, so I would never go to Harbor Fright and buy that kit. But it might make sense for somebody else, because it does in 3 panels, so it would store easier. And somebody that has an RV or something that doesn't want to mount the panel, maybe that's good for them. Lots of cool stuff. I bought this inspection camera the other day. I have a few tools that are brand new still in the boxes, waiting. Can you see over there on my windowsill is a saw. I was cutting holes in the step van roof for the roof vents, and I realized my jigsaw and the blades they make today aren't really compatible. There's a meter and another flashlight. I mean, they're everywhere. Those are the meters you get for free there. And there's that inspection camera. I took it when we went to look at the boat. I was thinking I was going to put that. It's like a bore scope, right? It was going to look around in the engine, but we never got that far, and I bought it without looking at it. So anyway, that is what I had to show you about shopping at Harbor Fright. I love Harbor Fright, and I encourage you to do the coupon thing. I know it's not everybody's bag. It's the only store I collect coupons for, but I am as cheap as they come, and that's just the way that is. Also, make sure you check the fine print when your coupons expire, because it's kind of embarrassing to throw a coupon out there that has been expired for a month. That's it, folks. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. That's my jumper pack. This thing sells for $39.99 at Harbor Fright. If they're more money than that, wait for them to be that price. And we'll catch you on the next video.